My name is Jane and I am the author of this book. It's called Gringer the Whinger and I think some of you may have it. If you have, hold it up. Very good, very good. I'm going to tell you all about how the book happened. And it started off many years ago when my 4 children were all very little. There was Aisling, the big girl. She was about 7 and Isabel was 4 and then we had 2 little baby twin boys called Leo and Des. Well, you know, things could be very difficult with all 4 children back in those days. Very busy and sometimes very difficult and sometimes even there could be whinging in our house. Now, I don't know if there's ever whinging in your house. Let me explain what I mean by whinging. Does anybody know? That's right. It's sort of when people cry and moan and complain and go on and on and on about not very much at all. Well, one day my girl Aisling was complaining a lot and the whinging sound was a bit like this. Not very nice at all. So I decided that I didn't want to get cross. I was going to do something else. I thought I would invent a dragon. A very whingy dragon. So I made the dragon talk to Aisling in a very whingy voice. And the dragon said to Aisling, I'm hungry. Aisling was very surprised because nobody had ever whinged at her before. And she said in a very nice voice to the dragon, who are you? And I made the dragon answer back, I'm Gringer the Whinger. Oh, said Aisling, and what do you do, Gringer? And the dragon said, I just whinge and whinge and whinge all day long. What do you think of that? Well, it turned out that my children actually liked Gringer a lot. And when things were very difficult, especially at meal times, I would make Gringer come. This is what I do. I pretend to knock at the door. I go like this on the kitchen table. And I'd make Gringer the whingy dragon come and say something like, hello there, Mammy. And I would say to Gringer, Gringer, I am not your mammy. And then Gringer would pretend to want some of their dinner, usually vegetables. And my children never liked to eat their vegetables. He would go to Isabel, Mammy, I want to eat all of Isabel's peas. Isabel would never eat her peas. But when Gringer said he was going to have them, and I would say, no, Gringer, you are not to touch any of Isabel's peas. Those are Isabel's peas, not yours. What would Isabel do? Quick as a flash, she would spoon all those peas into her mouth as fast as she possibly could. And I would be very pleased, as mammies usually are when children eat their vegetables. So you see that my imaginary friend Gringer the whingy dragon could be very useful at times. Very useful, sometimes at bedtimes. Now my Isabel did not like to go to bed. So I would make Gringer come at bedtime. And Gringer would say, now then, Mammy, I'm just going upstairs to slime up Isabel's bed. Oh, Isabel would say, I don't want dragon slime in my bed. And what do you think she would do? She would race up the stairs as fast as she could. She'd put on her pajamas, jump into the bed, pull back the bedclothes, all ready to go asleep at 7 o'clock at night. And that is very good news for mammies and daddies when their kiddies are ready for bed at 7 o'clock at night. I can tell you that. So anyway, you get the idea about Gringer, my imaginary friend, and how good he was and how much fun it was to have him around. But of course, all my children grew up and they became very big. And you won't believe it. Guess how old the eldest one is now? Aisling. Not 12. No. not 16, even older. No, not 21. Well, she's 27, would you believe that? How time goes by. And Isabel is 24. And of course she eats all her peas now. And my two little boys aren't little anymore. They're big, ginormous fellows. And they're 21 years of age. A few years ago, I realised I was missing Gringer. I had nobody to do whingy dragon voices for. And I decided I would make a book all about him. So I had to write the words, and that took me quite a while. But after I wrote the words, that wasn't enough, was it? What is it that makes a book really nice to look at and really bright and interesting? What do you think? What could it be? That's right, pictures. I needed really nice pictures for the storybook. But I was no good at drawing. Luckily, I had a very nice friend called Sheena, and Sheena is an illustrator. Now that's a very big word, but that's what you call somebody who draws pictures to go in books, an illustrator. So Sheena the illustrator got to work. Of course, we'd never seen Gringer before. We didn't know what he looked like. Sheena had to decide what he looked like. Would you like to see the first picture she drew? This is the first picture that anyone has ever done of Gringer the Whinger. Now, can you see his colour? He's sort of pinky orangey colour. And doesn't that stand out very well against those green peas and yum yum yum? He's enjoying those. And look at his hair. Sheena's given him some lovely straggly hair. And he even has spikes on the back of his head and all the way down his tail and a lovely grey point at the end of his tail. Here's some smoke coming out and a very cross face. Look at those big black eyebrows. And down at the bottom here, you can see Sheena has given him a really whingy face. Isn't that a brilliant whingy face? Would we do a bit of a Gringer whinge ourselves now? On the count of 3, with a face like that. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. And another one. Doesn't that face really give you a good idea of what a whingy dragon would be like? Now, after she had done this picture, Sheena had to do an awful lot more work. This was only the very beginning. Would you like to see the next thing she did? Well, she sat down at her kitchen table with her pad of paper and her pencil. That's all she had. And look what she did. She drew a picture of Gringer down on the beach, whinging away, and a seagull looking at him, thinking to himself, what's that fella doing over there? What's all that whinging about? And it's lashing rain. And there's a doggy going by. You see the doggy with his very posh coat? Well, the doggy doesn't look very pleased with Gringer. And Gringer is there, whinging his head off on a dreadful, miserable day. Then she had to do the kitchen. An awful lot goes on in the kitchen. She had to draw us all. So there are the 2 girls and Mammy, just one of the babies, and she's even put in a doggy. And who's arriving? Oh, it's Gringer saying, hello there, Mammy. But this time he has a smile on his face because he wants to be let in. And here's another one. This is the garden. And here's our daddy, who did not like Gringer one little bit. And he's swooshing him out the door with the sweeping brush. Gringer doesn't want to go. Look at Gringer's face. And the doggy is there barking, saying, you just go home, Gringer, just go home. And the little girls are looking out the window, not very happy at all. So after Sheena had done loads and loads of drawings with her pencil and paper, she wasn't finished, was she? What do you think we needed to do to make the pictures really look nice and bright and interesting? What can you guess? What do you think? You're right. Sheena needed to colour them all in, and that was a huge job. She does it all on her computer. Now, this was what she started with. Here's the cover of the book, just in pencil, okay? And da-da-da-da, there it is in colour. Can you see the difference it makes, those lovely colours? Gringer is looking even more pinky red now, and his wings are purple, and the two little girls are sitting down beside him, and the peas are in the picture again, looking very green indeed. Let's look at another picture. Now this is very special because this is Sheena's favourite picture of them all. Just see how she's coloured it in. Look at the colour of the sea and the sky and the lashing rain and the colour of the sand and Gringer's lovely pinky red body, and he's whinging his head off. And you see the lovely yellow beak of the seagull and even the colours of the coat on the doggy going by. And this is a bird called an oyster catcher. And look at all his lovely colours. Doesn't it really give you a great idea of a dreary, rainy day on the beach? Now, another one. Here's the kitchen. And a lot of the story goes on in the kitchen. And Sheena had to work hard with her colours to make the kitchen really interesting. Oh, look at that dog. Poor Gringer's foot. The dog is having a great big bite of it. And Gringer has a very shocked and surprised look on his face. Poor old Mammy, look at all that spilled milk. And goodness me, how many socks has she on? What does that tell you about Mammy? Is she coping well? Maybe not so well, just the one sock. And look at the girls enjoying all that's going on. So lots of things happening in that picture. Now, even after Sheena had coloured in all the pictures, and there were a lot of them, the book still wasn't finished. What else did we need to do? You're right. We needed a cover and all the pages folded over and stuck together inside the cover. Now, I want you all to pick up your own books that I hope you have there beside you. And the first thing I want you to do is to have a good sniff. You see, every book has its own special smell. What do you think of it? Do you like it? Not everybody does, but I really like the smell of this book. Now the cover, how does the cover feel? Is it rough? No. It's nice and smooth, isn't it? And shiny. Why do you think that was? Well, I'll tell you. That was because we wanted to make it easy to wipe off yogurt and mashed in broccoli and baked beans and all the things that often get spilt on books in houses when people are small. Now, if you open it up again, feel the pages. They're good and strong, aren't they? And also very easy to wipe clean, and they won't tear easily, so the book will last a long time. So now you know lots and lots and lots about the book. Lots about Gringer, lots about my kiddies, lots about the pictures on the cover. I think it's time we read it, don't you? After all, isn't that what books are for? So, let's open the book and we'll have a good read of it. We're going to start at the beach page. So can everybody open their books at the beach page? Now, are you ready? Gringer the Whinger lived down by the sea. A whinging cantankerous dragon was he. Now, cantankerous means very whingy and complaining and moaning and groaning and cross. Okay, it's a big long word. We'll turn over. He loved to eat food and to pester our mum. Each day at mealtimes to our house he'd come. And over again. And whenever we fought and whenever we cried, Gringer the Whinger appeared at our side. Can you see? His tongue is out looking forward to some dinner. And over again. Oh, mammy, oh, mammy, oh, mammy, said he. I want every bit of Isabel's tea. Oh, Gringer, cried Mammy, please go away. We really don't want you in our house today. And over again. Well, and where, he would say. But whatever she did, that dragon would stay. Dear, oh dear. Eat up your fish now, said Mammy to us. Finish those peas and don't make a fuss. But we didn't like peas and we didn't like fish, so we pushed them around and around in the dish. I wonder, do you ever do that? I'm sure you don't.
Now, Mammy,
Said Gringer.
just listen to me. I'm hungry and desperate for a lovely green pea.
He really is annoying, isn't he? Go back to your own house, cried Mammy, all red. She's had enough now. I will not, said Gringer,
Until I've been
fed. Very cheeky. What is poor Mammy to do? Well, just then in came Daddy, so tired and so grim after a long day at work. Good heavens, he groaned, don't tell me it's him. Our Daddy really did not like Gringer. Well, as we saw from the other picture, he picked up the brush and he opened the door and swooshed Gringer out with a terrible roar. Oh dear, oh dear. But we really wanted Gringer to stay and felt very cross that they'd sent him away. What were they to do? Well, we ate up our food and ran straight outside. Had Gringer the Whinger found somewhere to hide? And they looked all over the garden. The garden was empty, but ever so high. We could see Gringer, a speck in the sky. Can you see him? Can you see him? There he is, just over the lighthouse, a speck in the lovely yellow evening sky. Well, of course they were sad. We sighed, then we smiled, then we started to grin. When Gringer comes back, then we let him in. And they did, over and over again. So that's the end of the story. And now you know all about Gringer the Whinger. And of course, it can be great fun to read a book with someone you love. Maybe your mum and dad, or your grandpa, or your nanny, or your little brother and sister or little cousin. And you don't even have to be able to read a book, really. You can tell the story by looking at the pictures and pointing at different things and doing funny voices, maybe even the voice of the dog, as well as Gringer's voice. Everybody can read a book in their own way, and it can be different every time. So now, before I go, I just want to tell you that I had a phone call from a nice lady at Barnardos, and she told me that they will be giving out prizes for pictures of Gringer. So if you would like to win a prize, why don't you take out your colours and your paper and get working on your own picture of Gringer the Whinger, and you too can be an illustrator just like Sheena. Wouldn't that be fun? And then you can ask your mum and dad or any grown-up to send the picture off to Barnardos, and you never know, you might just win a lovely prize. So, before we go, I think we should do one last Gringer Whinge together, just so you don't forget him. Are you ready? On the count of 3, whingy faces on. Arms in the air. Ring, ring. And maybe one more. Ring, ring. Brilliant whinging. Thank you all so much for listening. I've had a really nice time. So let's give ourselves a little clap and say goodbye. All the best.